What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chris Jones, NoVACAIN Kennels, man. Let me turn y'all so y'all can actually see without the light blinding y'all. Is that better? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Out. So everybody out. So we about to feed up. Let me go ahead and share this joint up. I need to share it one more time. There we go. All right. So we want to get some dogs fed up. We're gonna rock out. Alright, so I got all the bowls, now I gotta grab the food. Containers and containers of food. Who hocking? Who got something in their throat? One container, two containers. Hold on, gotta go get some. Alright. Got the food and got some up front. Some peeled garlic. So we actually have to get this garlic prepared first. This garlic is for my older dogs. You know, the puppies are up and gotta keep them up, running around. Get them to use the bathroom up so they all have space, you know, to put food in. Wake up now, wake up now, wake up now. Out, Misha. Wake up now. Alright, puppies are all up. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna chop up some garlic, get this garlic prepared. A dog like Ragnar size will get a clove about that big every day. A dog about A-Bay size. Ragnar is about, what, 85, 90 pounds? So he'll get a clove about that big. A-Bay is about 60, 65 pounds. He'll get one about that big. Alright, you see the size difference? And then Misha, she will get something about that big. Now Mei Shang, because we want to make sure she gets the garlic in her system as well. And, you know, it's going to be turned into milk also. You know, we're going to give her something. We're going to give her 2 small ones. Alright, so let me go ahead and get this chopped up for my dogs. Alright. And then we got 3 meals today. The 3 different blends that we have out. The first one is our blend that we made today. We actually made some venison meal today. Venison with the bone in, so we had leg bones and some ribs that we grounded up into the venison. The puppies had some of that earlier. I think I have that on video where I actually will have to edit it and load that up. So we got the garlic almost done. Now garlic is safe for dogs. Garlic can be used for dogs. In my opinion, from feeding raw food and using vegetable matter in garlic and ginger, garlic should be fed to your dogs. Garlic does a bunch of different things for your dog. One of the things it does, it helps keep bacteria and funguses down inside of the body as well as yeast. Another thing it does, it helps clean out your kidneys. It helps to, they say, freshen the breath. but also it helps boost the dog's immune system. And this is one of the best things that you can actually give your dog to boost their immune system. You know, in order for garlic to be toxic for a dog, I mean, the dog would have to consume like a whole clove, the whole bundle of the garlic. You know, that's a lot of garlic. I mean, try eating that yourself. It'll make you sick. Alright, so we got the garlic all chopped up for the dogs. Let's start to dish out some food. I'm gonna move the garlic off to the side. Let's get up some food. So this first mix, and I'm gonna turn the camera around once I get the mix inside of the containers. This first mix right here, this is our venison meal. So I'm gonna drop a little of that in everybody's bowl. Meat out. Alright, so everybody has some venison meal. The next meal we have is our chicken meal. This is just a basic chicken meal with some beef kidney and some beef liver in it. This is the puppy meal. So the puppies are actually going to get some of this. Now, right now, the puppies, they're eating probably about 5 pounds a day to feed these puppies. I'm not mad about it. Not at all. I mean, just look at the puppies, man. They're thriving. But I noticed today, since feeding them up today, they actually need a little more, you know, in each bowl. So today our puppies probably have gone through, after this, if they go through all of this, they would have gone through 6 pounds today, or almost 6 pounds. So it'd be about 4 pounds. And then another 2 pounds this evening, probably about 11 o'clock, I would feed them again. And they're being fed 4 times a day on a weekend because I'm home to feed them 4 times a day, and I'm home to keep their whelping area clean. One of the biggest issues with yards and people breeding dogs is when the dogs become sick, it's because they live in a dirty environment. Now, mastitis, they say mastitis comes from filthy environments too. Yes, it can come from a filthy environment, but it can also come just simply by going outside or just simply coming back in the house and getting a piece of dust trapped up in the milk duct. Meech, out. I don't want to hear you squealing. Out. All right. I didn't get a big dog some of that milk. Blueberry Yum Yum ain't no joke. I know y'all hear that, bro. I need to save a little of this meal to mix in with their evening meal. Or their late night meal, however you want to say that. Alright, now this meal here, this is the meal that I actually made yesterday, which is some duck, some lamb, some fish, and some rabbit. Now, what we used, and there's a little beef in here. Now, what we use for beef-wise in here is green tripe. So this has a stank like no other. And then the fish that we used in this mix, we actually used Atlantic mackerel. The reason we use Atlantic mackerel, it's a cold water fish. It has a lot of oil in it naturally. And the whole fish can be consumed by the dog. And that's what you want. You want them to consume the gut. The other fish that is in here as well is a fish called capelin. We use capelin because capelin is also a cold water fish. And the reason that we use cold water fish, warm water fish, or fish that can go from warm water to cold water, tend to have parasites that can be transmitted slamming to your dog. But when you use cold water fish, and the parasite is called a fluke, when you use cold water fish, you eliminate that parasite and you lessen the risk of your dog actually getting fish toxicity. Only time you really hear about fish toxicity is when they're feeding salmon, and it's a lot of the time it's because of the salmon head is where the parasite lives. All right. So we're using capelin. Capelin is a small fish, gets about that big. Cold water fish, deep cold water fish, eats plankton. That's all it eats. So we take the entire fish and we take that and throw that into the grinder, and everybody consumes that. All right. Wake up, pups. Don't go to sleep. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you guys, you know, the bowls before I mix them all together. There you go. You can see the 3 different meals. That's the venison meal. This is the duck, beef, lamb, and rabbit meal. I'm sorry, that's the duck, beef, rabbit meal, and this is the chicken and beef meal that's made for the pups. I have a lot of that stuff, so I'm feeding it to them and my adults. All right, so there you go. Everybody gets some of the same thing. 3 different bowl sizes. This is for King Ragnar. He's getting 4 pounds right now. I overfed him yesterday. Yeah, I got kicked from Facebook. Yeah, they took my live from Facebook. Somebody reported me, and the crazy part about it, they reported the cabbage videos teaching everybody about mastitis and how to cure mastitis. It is what it is, though, man. I told y'all I keep the information coming somewhere, and this is actually better because then I don't have to upload them to my YouTube. I can do them right here. So we're gonna mix them all up. And then we're gonna take the garlic, because I don't want to forget to put the garlic in here. Oh, it's another thing I actually need to do today as well. So we got a little garlic. We're just gonna sprinkle this in here. Sprinkle that in there. Sprinkle that in there. And then the rest of it, let me turn this around. And the rest of it is going to go to King Ragnar. Alright, y'all got to be patient with me. I got to go get my medical box because they do need their heartworm preventative. Heartworm preventative cannot be given to the puppies at this moment. The way the puppies get the heartworm preventative into their system is by way of the dam's milk. When you have a litter and you know you're letting that litter nurse still continue with your deworming regimen for your adult dog as well as your heartworm preventative for your dog. We don't use like Prevecto or NexGard. We don't use none of those products. We use different products. Do I feed puppies raw eggs? I don't feed any of my dogs raw eggs. It's semi-raw is what I call it. I use soft boiled eggs. I cook the whites of the eggs for the dogs and keep the yolks running. The whites are a little harder for dogs to digest. And also, if your dog consumes too many whites, that can actually deplete the vitamin B in your dog's system. So that's why we suggest soft boiling them. Leave that yolk running though. That's great fat and great protein source. But my puppies do get egg yolks in their milk sup. I do put that in their milk sup. Mix this garlic in real quick, and then I'm gonna run and grab my medical box. Got the way right now. Alright, here's my medical box. Let me open this thing up and get what I use for heartworm preventative. What we use here on NoVACAIN Kennels Yard is Ivermet. We give 1/10 of a cc per pound to the dogs, or per 10 pounds to the dogs, alright? Some people take it and squirt it right up into their dogs' mouths. Their dogs seem to take it pretty easy. My dogs, nope. My dogs hate this stuff. Alright, so out of the 3 cc's, I'll be able to give 3 of my dogs ivermectin, and then I will actually need to add some more in here. Now I'm down to 4/10 of a cc. So I need to actually add 1/10 to get my last dog, Misha. So in other words, that's half a cc. Alright, put this away. I take all my needles off every single time I finish with them. And I put the caps back on the needles, and I put those in a little special compartment. So if my son opens the box, he cannot get to the needles and poke himself. Alright. And now I just got to get the puppy's vitamin powder and put this away, and then we're going to feed up everybody. Now this vitamin powder that I got for my puppies, this is something that I came up with by studying vitamins and how vitamins work for dogs and what they need and what they don't need at a young age. Alright. And I almost forgot the dry mix. There's so much stuff that I add to my dog's food, man, don't make sense. So this is dry mix. This is something else that I came up with for my dogs. This consists of dried herbs and spices, and vitamin C is the one vitamin that we actually put in here. But it has things like rosemary and thyme and basil and oregano and cayenne pepper and cinnamon and some calcium, homemade calcium powder. You know, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Smells great. Alright. And then the last thing for the dam, because we want her to continue to produce some quality milk, is organic flaxseed. And the flaxseed, it helps keeps the milk pumping and pumping and pumping. And it makes it rich. So when the puppies drink it, they don't need as much of it. Like my puppies feeding on the dam for like 2 minutes, like y'all see. That's all they need. A lot of milk flows right into them. That's how we knew that she didn't have mastitis. She had an injury. We just couldn't see the injury until we got some of the swelling out. And boy, I'm trying to tell you, them puppies, man, they did a number on her. They punctured that one teeth bad. Hold on, I'll go back and read the comments in a second, everybody. Let me mix this up. I don't want to miss none of y'all comments. Trying to stay on top of that. Alright, that's all mixed up. Back up. I gotta be able to walk. 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 Alright, let's go ahead and switch this around and get everybody fed. Alright, so we have King Ragnar. Move, meat. Move, meat. Here, Ragnar. Get out the way. Come here, boy. Go eat. Just for that meat, you're gonna get yours last. Here, A-Bay. A-Bay. Mayshawn. Come here, Sean. Abois. Nope. Abois. Abois. Alright, and this is how we feed the puppies. So I slide one pin in and tap it. And they all gets to running. Oi. Come on, pups. Come on. Who's you barking at? Alright, let's go back and read the comments now. Let me grab these two pups and get them in here. Go eat. Go eat. Alright. It depends. How long do you have to stick with chicken or turkey before you give them new protein sources? It depends on how the pup is doing on chicken and turkey. If the puppy is digesting the chicken and turkey and having a solid stool, you can gradually move up pretty quick. But if the puppy doesn't have a solid stool, you have to stick with it until the puppy's body begins to digest it properly. Now, there'll be a couple photos. I'll go ahead and post those on my kennel page. I can post photos on my kennel page. I just can't go live on Facebook. But I'll go ahead and stick those photos on so you can actually see what a good, solid, raw-fed stool looks like. Typically, within a week, you should be able to move to a different protein source. King Ragnar. That's the sire of the puppies right there. King Ragnar. What you doing, boy? He ain't nothing but a giant puppy himself. Not even 2 years old yet. So underneath this vent. Hey, babe, that's grandma of the puppies. YouTube live. Yeah. About 23 minutes. Yep. If y'all can still hear me, somebody comment. I don't know how that affects this joint. It's still live. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, one of the homies called in and wanted to make sure y'all can still hear me on Facebook. Get a meeting out. But the puppies, man, they're doing great. We switched it up a little bit in here. We have a few more toys hanging up. I have more of a shredded type cloth for them to fit. Um, you know, they all in one pan and don't even know it's another pan of food behind them. You know, got some balls in there. They're playing with the balls. It's Brandon. It's the homie Brandon. That's who I'm always on the phone with. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We all gonna pass the stool? No. Okay, so something that happened earlier, like I told everybody, we're gonna teach everybody the good, the bad, and the ugly. Something that happened earlier. So I fed Sean probably about
probably about noon, and then she stayed away from her puppies till about 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, right? She came in and let her puppies nurse, and after she finished letting her puppies nurse, she jumped on the outside of the pen and she regurgitated her food. The food was broken down, son, which is gross. You need to get in. You need to get in. So she regurgitated her food, but when that happens, what's happening is the dam is telling me, the owner, it's time to start weaning these puppies. So she told me if I haven't already started feeding these puppies, she was going to do so. So therefore, these puppies aren't going to be on her too much longer. She started regurgitating food. Look, she ain't regurgitate food till today, Brandon. She naturally told me. It's gross, but it's cool all at the same time because I allow my dogs to be dogs. You know what I mean? It's more the more natural you can keep your dogs, the more natural things a dog gonna do. Gurge food. I've had it done. If y'all ain't here, he ringing the bell. Nuts, boy. A doorbell is a house training trick that we use here. Y'all guys will actually see it when that's when we begin that process. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's the problem? What's the problem? Come on. Here you go. Door open. So this girl here is sellable. I don't know. Them two dogs be trouble if they stay together. Them two dogs right there. What you gonna climb out? You gonna climb out for the people? Go on. I can put you right back in there. Uh uh. Uh uh. Uh uh. All right, y'all gonna have to look at the puppy bellies for a minute. Oh, there she go. Because we have one passing us through. Oi, go on back in there. No, 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 no. You can't be no. You cannot be like your daddy, bro. Like no. If you boo boo, just boo boo all at one time. None of this walking around stuff. I think that's him that be walking around. Yeah, his daddy do that. He leave a trail of doo doo throughout the yard. Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. All right, let me get my paper. Let's get in here. We're going to examine some dookie. Yeah. So raw fed poo poo. This is what I mean by it should be a good consistency. You should be able to pick it up off the ground and leave no stains. Let's go ahead and check this one. You should be able to pick it up off the ground, no stains. Pick it up, no stains. Solid, raw fed puppy boo boo. You see some bone in there. See, look at him. When I made my pick, what was I looking for? I was looking for a bone. I was looking for a boned up bitch. Because I wanted to add more bone to my yard. As far as attitude wise, I already knew what the attitude of these dogs are gonna be because I know who the parents are, who the grandparents are, and I know the lineage they come off. So I'm not too concerned about the attitude of the puppies. But you know, it's pretty much bone. I was looking for that bone. I was looking for that mass for my pup. I don't know. Who was you looking for a puppy, Shug? Just a cool little chill dog. Oh, up cooking bacon. Yeah, my old lady, she was just looking for a laid back dog. One that just grabbed her attention. That having to grab her attention was Tiny. So Tiny is staying here. Look at him. Prince still boo booing, bro. Like, get to my nuts, man. He's boo booing in three different spots. I think that's about it. There's a piece of lung left in there. Let's see if he consumed that piece of lung. That big white thing y'all looking at look like a piece of gum. That's actually lung. I'll give y'all one of the things that I use. That's actually lamb lung. Yeah, lung is considered a muscle meat and not an organ meat. Organ meats have to secrete. So things like the brain, testicles, the uterus, uh, kidney, liver, spleen, pancreas. Those are your organs. Green tripe. I don't even consider green tripe an organ. Some do, some don't. I consider green tripe. Oh, excuse me. I consider green tripe a muscle meat because it is actually is a muscle. Your stomach is a muscle. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't have a chart with pictures. I got a list of stuff though. Out. Um, so with the stomach, with green tripe, the stomach acid is already there. The little bit they have, the times that they have. But you got to remember, when it comes to a cow, they have four chambers to their stomach because they have to from stomach to stomach in order for it to digest to come out the back end. But still, when you look at it, it still comes out looking like grass for the most part. So therefore, you know, it's really not a organ that secretes anything. It just pulls out the nutrients. What is that called? Blanches when you pull like vitamins out of something. When you put something in water, what's it called? To pull the vitamins or whatever out. It's just a name for it. If I find the word that I'm looking for and I'll put it on on the description part of it, pretty much it takes the grass and moves from chamber to chamber sucks the nutrients out of it and disposes of that grass. So that all right. I'll make a list up and put it on the website. Have I ever used Bully Max? Yeah, I've used Bully Max. Do not waste your money on Bully Max at all. Do not waste your money on Bully Max. Petco puppy, Petco brand puppy vitamins is actually Same thing, but a little bit better than Bully Max for a whole lot less. The multivitamin that we use here on our yard for the adults and puppies, all right? Vitamin Solutions Pro Sense from Walmart. We give our dogs a vitamin just to make sure, just in case we missed anything, any trace vitamin, any trace mineral that the dogs need. If we miss it, the vitamin's going to cover it. So we're double checking ourselves. We use the vitamins for my dogs. Now that we have a nursing bitch, she gets it on a daily basis. Everybody else gets it every other day. Every fourth week of a month, I will actually give them multivitamin whatsoever, so they can use up what the body has stored. You got to remember when you put stuff into the body, sometimes it's used right away, sometimes it's stored for later. So if you're messing around with multivitamins, some of that stuff, actually, you have to give it some time to actually use it up, so you don't have a problem in the long run with too much of one vitamin or the other. I don't use cod liver oil. I don't use I don't use salmon oil. I don't use cod liver oil because it's too much vitamin A in it, and people can't overdose their dogs with vitamin A, which is going to cause all types of issues. It's an article about it. I'll find the link and I'll put it on the description. I don't use salmon oil because salmon oil is stupid expensive for no apparent reason. You might as well just go out and buy your dog some fish and let them eat fish. Uh, only types of fish that I only type of fish I stay away from really is salmon because of salmon poisoning. But if you do use salmon, one of the ways that you can use it and use it pretty safe, but do not give it to your dogs all the time, use canned salmon. This is safer than using raw salmon. The reason this is safer, it's cooked before it's packaged up, sealed up. It's actually cooked salmon. Those are my tips for the day. It's your man Chris Jones, NoVACAIN Kennels. The puppies have fell asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch out all these dirty pads and get prepared for when they wake up and tear them up again. And let me get the dog food bowls up and washed, and I'll holler at y'all later on this evening.